Hello guys, this is TheGame. Welcome to TheGame Talk. I'm so pumped today. It's gonna be a game. I don't say the F word. You know I like to say the F word, but I will not say the F word. I'm super pumped because today I'm welcoming one of my friends. We catch up. He's in Australia. Alors, I'm gonna cheat because I'll write them down. He's an 8th degree in Aikido. He's a 7th degree in Taekwondo. 1st degree BJJ black belt. He's running one of the most efficient gym in Australia. He built countless MMA champion. Today, I'm welcoming my friend Fari Salievski. Hello, Fari. Welcome to TheGame Talk.
Hello, my friend. And I have to say that saying my name in French makes me even sound sexy. So thank you.
So difficult. I was freaking out to spell it wrong. Salievski. Welcome, Fari. I'm launching the intro and we catch up right after this with tons of questions for that exclusive interview. Wow, it's difficult today. Let's go! And welcome back. We're still not live. I like to do live. I have so many problems with my live. But today we are not live. I'm cheating. It's pre-recorded. Once again, guys, if you're just catching up with TheGame Talk on this side, Fari Salievski, like the coach of champion, live with me from Sydney. So, my friend, we have like 30-40 minutes together, and let's have this overdue talk. So welcome to TheGame Talk. Welcome, Fari. So I was saying before, 8th degree in Aikido, 7th degree in Taekwondo, 1st degree BJJ black belt, modern harness. Like, what else I would say? Martial art is your life. You're living the martial art.
Absolutely. This is my 39th year of teaching. So next year, we're actually going to be starting my 40th year of teaching, not in martial arts, in teaching. So why do I say that? Because these days I get 25-year-old young men and they say they've been in martial arts for 20 years, but they were 5 years old. I don't really count that when you're 5 years old. So I say teaching 39 years. So it's been a while.
So, I mean, like, why all those martial arts? I mean, like, Aikido, Taekwondo, BJJ, modern harness. I will tell you, I don't even know about modern harness. I like
and the knives, very combative. I mean, these days I've blended all that into my Hapkido, but Hapkido was and Taekwondo were my original styles. I've drifted away from the sport of Taekwondo, obviously, and more into the MMA, but the Hapkido was a mixed martial arts. You know, we throw, we kick, we punch, we lock. So it was always a mixed martial arts. It's the combative stuff that excited me. And for me, I'm a student of the martial arts, and I do all those things. Obviously, these days more the BJJ and the MMA, but for me to stay interested, I probably have ADHD, but I've never been diagnosed. I like to stay active and study and train. I love it.
So basically, it was just because you are passionate about martial art in general that you went from all those different disciplines, or it was a will seeking the maximum efficiency, I would say.
Maximum efficiency. I love that line. I actually use that quite a bit. So we either sink together on the same planet, you and I, or we're both very intelligent, because maximum efficiency.
I think we are.
It's very much the philosophy of what, not just in life, because obviously, I like to focus on business stuff as well. But, I started, KMA originally stood for Korean martial arts. So Korean martial arts was Hapkido and Taekwondo. Taekwondo was the kick in the sport. Hapkido was the close range grappling, self-defense, combative style. So obviously now, these days, I don't do the Taekwondo. So KMA has become a philosophy of Kaizen mastery action, as opposed to Korean martial arts, because BJJ is not Korean, for example.
So you see me like I remove myself from the screen, but I'm behind the screen making okay. So, and that's great, because you push for my next question. Alors, you are also the founder. You create that gym KMA,
Correct.
right?
KMA,
Correct?
yes.
Voilà. So I don't like, I'm trying to catch everything right, and I don't like to do something stupid. I've got this short video. I pulled it from your Facebook. I found that. So guys, voilà, please stay with us. Watch this short video. This is a short introduction of what is KMA, the academy of my friend Fari. Voilà, so this is the gym, right?
Correct. And there's more behind. In the next room, we have a cage. I keep it at the back, not to scare the little kids and the mums and dads, because, the cage for men is very intimidating. So we have bathrooms, showers. It's actually quite a large building, which these days I actually call it the palace. So I don't just want to be another gym or another martial arts school. I want to be the palace. That separates us from everyone else.
So here is my question, because I prepared this interview way before. I was so excited to get finally Fari in the game talk. So once again, now we have the concept, we know what is KMA, but can you tell a bit more about how you teach kids, adults? What is the schedule look like? I bet that it's in Sydney, right? But I heard that you have like a main gym or filial in Liverpool, if I'm right. So please be a bit more specific for the fans who are watching the game talk and who want to know about KMA, or eventually be part of the gym as a student.
Okay, that first and foremost, I class our center as a school, not a gym. To be honest, I don't really want to be a gym. To me, it has a very different meaning. So as a school, I teach 4 to 6 year olds. They're our preschool program. We have 7 to 12 year olds, our children's program. Then we have teenagers and adults. And in the teenagers and adults, for example, we obviously go into our Muay Thai kickboxing. We have our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and we have MMA. So I'm very specific. I don't believe, doing one MMA class is the be all and end all. There's too much to cover and say you're going to be ready to fight by going to an MMA class. You need to specialize. So, as a little mini martial arts university, you must work on your specific skills, and that's what KMA aims to do. So, and also keeps my ADHD working and active. Otherwise, I'll get bored.
Yeah, I have a similar problem, Fari. I have a
Obviously.
similar problem. Me, my son, same ADHD. We need to change. I've got this second video. I realized that I have more about KMA. Let's go. I really love the believe, imagine, become, the concept of.
Look, you cannot believe how many people have tried to copy that. Actually, that's why I'm very big on trademarking it, because for me, the success mindset, which we'll go into later with some of the fighters that I've trained, but the imagine, believe, become to me is the philosophy. You see the black belt, which is obviously the symbol. I have a once upon a time it was a real life eagle. It's obviously been worked on by a taxidermist, but we even have an eagle there. All those things for me are very symbolic. And our feature wall, obviously, tens of thousands of people have come in to get a photo on that feature wall. So, but for me, it's all about that meaning and motivation in everything that we do. And if you look at the facilities, it's not ordinary, and I don't want it to be ordinary. When people walk in, I want them to go, wow. I want them to be inspired without me saying nothing, without them even meeting me. I want the place to be symbolic of our commitment, our dedication, our motivation. It's clean. There's a place for shoes. If I cannot teach you where to put your shoes, how the hell am I going to teach you how to fight? It's all about the discipline.
I really like if I may, Fari, I really like the martial way you are putting in your gym. It's very inspiring. Me as a manager and coach in a UFC gym in Asia, in Vietnam, the martial arts scene are slowly switching towards the fitness industry. If you understand what I want to say, is like nowadays it's become more like cuisine to McDonald's. Like now, everybody wants to be a fighter, and we are missing.
But nobody wants to fight. So
we are missing, but we are missing the Bushido way, like back in the day when the dojo is a dojo. And that's 100%. Why I admire your gym, because KMA is really driving the martial art principle.
Thank you.
So I got it right. I'm very happy.
You were spot on. It's all about that inspiration. I want to inspire the confidence of a mother and father. Look, I'm a dad. You're a dad. I want the parents to know that, what, I'm there to look after their child, to give them the confidence that they need, not just for that day, but hopefully to give them habits that will last into their teens, into their adulthood. And, that's why I have, for example, men that have brought their kids, and they've brought their kids to my school. It's become generational. And teaching for this long, maybe we're just doing something right. Longevity, I think, comes through martial arts. And with respect, with MMA, look, let's face it, some of the things are not always the loyal, the respect. People can come, people can go. So to me, there's real success there has to be longevity. With no longevity, it's not real. It's a fad. You may as well fart in the wind.
I agree. You've got my vote on that. So at the moment, and I switch a bit the topic because we have to move forward in discovering Fari Salievski. How is the situation in Australia right now regarding by the COVID restriction? For sure, how complicated it is for you to manage your gym, your facility in such a complicated environment, pandemic wise?
Well, this is our second closing for us in Sydney. Melbourne's been really bad. They've had 7 lockdowns. Sydney, this is our second one. First one was for 3 months. And this one, I think we're about to start our 17th week. My apologies. I've lost track a little bit. And
17
yeah,
weeks.
correct.
17 weeks.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And we've got 1 more week. We'll be going back to a full-time schedule. And how long that will last, this is the scary bit. We really don't know. Things are changing. So, it is what it is. But, yeah.
But at least next week, KMA is reopening, right?
We are back on. Look, there's going to be some restrictions. We have to go back in. So, I have to say it's like my first day at school. It's very nervous. Who's going to be there? Who's going to come through? And there's a lot of fear and questions. But, we need to move forward. People have been locked in. There's a lot of stress and anxiety. So, we're going to play a very big role in getting those people back and, back to life,
And on my side, we were discussing, we were having this talk off record before the starting of this live show. I was telling you that Vietnam is reopening today, and first I was a bit worried because weeks without seeing people. But the second point is like you and me, Fari, I think we are helping people to be healthy and on the side of this whole vaccination, blah blah blah. I think our job is extremely important for the future of our country. Fari, some of your students, to not name them, but reach the highest level of martial art achievement, and very few coach trainer can brag about it. You should, but you are not very you are not bragging much about it. I mean, like not comparing to other gym, but you had a double champ. You basically built one of the few. Like, how many double champ in the world? 5, 6? It happened 5 times in the UFC.
Look, at that time, there was only Conor McGregor and Martin Nguyen. So that was history making. And the only difference with Conor McGregor and Martin at the time was that Martin actually defended one of the titles as well, which Conor McGregor at that time had not done. So, and I've got to say that was not by coincidence. The whole career was literally planned. I mean, I even went, I think it was 2014, flew to Singapore and became a one network partner, for example. And it was quite ironic that we should end up with the world champion.
But wait, when you think of it, I mean, like, because I remember Martin, the first time I met Martin, if I'm not wrong, I think it was when I was fighting on the same card than him, and he was fighting Marat. I think he took Marat on like last notice fight, something crazy. He lost by rear naked choke, and the guy come back and
that fight, he was supposed to fight Bashir, believe it or not. And I did not go to that fight. I'm thinking, with respect to Bashir, he's a good friend of mine. I have a lot of respect for him, but I thought, with respect, it was an easier fight. And I had some things to look after my dad. That's my number one role in life, is to look after my dad. And I went to do some things for him back in the old country where he was born, where I was born. And what turned from a regular fight to a world title fight within, in less than 24 hours. So, yeah, and I wasn't there. And that was his first loss, not just his first loss in one, but in his life, in amateur, in everything. We'd never lost ever. So that was a huge loss for us.
I can imagine. But my question, and what I'm interested in, and it's how you pick this kid, let's call him a kid, because Martin is way younger than you and me, from where he was to pull him to like a double champ. It didn't come in one. Well, I mean, like, you have to build the mindset.
Yeah, just don't forget, though, is not only a double champion, we almost became a third weight division champion, losing by split decision to Bibiano, which is no disgrace, which, if you believe me, from the corner, seeing that fight so close, I actually thought we won that. But, that's pretty much amazing. But why Martin? My obsession is, look, like, for example, at the moment, everyone talks about, Martin's knockout punch. And look, he doesn't have one. That's the honest truth. That's my opinion. If he had one, he'd be knocking people out left, right, and center. He's had 2 knockouts, 2 KOs with that magic punch. That was one against Murat, which we worked on and drilled, and I can explain that fight to you later if you wish. And then the other against Edward, much heavier, bigger boy, which I thought, we were only going to beat him with a knockout punch, because I just thought with their tactics, they've made a big blunder. And again, that was just on the day. I thought they made a very big mistake, and we capitalized on the only weakness I could find, and that was because of my taekwondo. That was because of the way he does the back kick all the time, and that's all we drilled. And if people think that was lucky, the night before we drilled that, and one of my boys, Andy Lee, who was one of our training partners, came with us. He was knocked out the night before the Edward fight, and we were only going very light drilling, but he got him right. Martin knocked out his own teammate the night before, and we only going light. It took us 5 minutes for him to, become coherent, and he touched him. So there's no luck in anything that we did. Not boasting, not bragging, and this is the difference that we can talk about later if you wish. But that mindset, that drilling, when things like that change, the results change.
And we will come on that later. I'm very interested about that. And if I may, Martin is the only one who have 2 wins over the former champ Christian Lee. So it's like, what a performance. Let's come back to that later. Let's give it a bit. You know what, Fari? I love those kind of stupid interview, and that's my specialty, because when it gets stupid, it shows the real person behind the image and stuff. So, allez, let's have just a bit of fun. Give me 5 minutes of fun, and the people who are watching that show are fans or viewers.
5 minutes is a long time for you. Can you focus that long?
So this is it. Bit of fun. You pick one, only one, and you cannot try to get your way out.
I won't sit on the fence. Never.
Alors, easy one. Beer or cocktails?
Cocktail.
Bon,
I've never had a beer in my life.
You didn't have a beer in your life?
No. I've had a mouthful, but I've never had a full beer in my life.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Bye. We learned something today. I'm a big. I love beers. I love alcohols. Whatever. Mr. Fari, I don't know if you've been there, but
I've been to Vegas 40 times, and I love Pattaya. Pattaya first and foremost. I'm a water baby. If there's water, I'll always go to the ocean.
So you pick Pattaya then. I got it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Voila. This one's gonna be maybe a bit more sensitive, but I like to put my nose. I like to put my nose everywhere. Voila. West MMA or East MMA? So it means basically UFC or one championship.
Look, respectfully, I think the UFC has the numbers in terms of ticket sales. I think in terms of the more consistency, in terms of the higher level fighters. I have to say the UFC respectfully. So, yeah,
I will not say anything. My hands are tight. I try to avoid getting some problem. But you know what I think. Allez, let's have fun a bit. All you can eat what?
Look, I'm a dessert guy. So if there's dessert, I'm going for the dessert. So,
I'm on Team Fari. One last. Allez, just one last.
56, so I have to pick the dessert. I'm less time on this planet, so.
I am with you on that. A final one, Fari, and after we get back to serious. So now we feel better. Sure. Allez, if you can pick one and only one, are you going for Nama Yunus or are you going for Michelle Watterson?
I think. You know what? She's my mama. I think she's a beautiful person. She's all heart. I love her talent, humble, dedicated. So she's my mama.
We've got it.
You don't agree, or?
I don't know. Me, I like, I'm complicated. I like all the women. I like all the women. I will have Nama Yunus for breakfast, Michelle Watterson at lunchtime, and my wife for dessert. Is like, like
Look,
that's my problem.
smorgasbord. Nothing wrong with that.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Fari, voilà. Thank you very much. Let's come back to a bit of serious. I should show your viewers. Our
Sure.
viewers love that moment. A bit of fun is always good when we are into too serious in the interview. Now we are back on the serious business.
Sure.
Voilà. So the Martin Nguyen situation, and let me explain myself because I don't want the fans say what is talking about the Martin Nguyen situation. When I say the Martin Nguyen situation, I'm talking about his last two fights.
Yes.
Because you, even myself, I mean, like on the you can rewatch my last podcast when I was picking the fight for one championship. And I put all my money on Martin, saying, "Oh, he's coming back, Hungry Lion, bye. Not even a bet. I put my money on Martin, and he get cooked. Like, I mean, like his opponent, his Korean opponent, read him very well and knockout.
Yeah. Look, I think two major mistakes. Number one is we need to get away from the overhead punch, right? Number one is people are looking for it, drilling against it. Number one. Number two is he doesn't have a knockout punch. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. If he, like I said, if he did, he would have knocked out Bibiano. He would have knocked out all these people. He's only knocked out two people, and that's through great timing and drilling. The knockout punch is not Martin Nguyen. He's got great timing. So you need the strategy. You need to fight his game. And his biggest strength is not his punch, but his biggest strength is, number one, is his cardio. Number two is he's very hard to take down. Number three is he loves people coming at him. So, if you look at these last two fights, he's changed his style. That's a very high-risk game, especially the one now. He's fighting a guy who's known for his right hand, not for his kick, not for his chokes, not for his takedowns. He's known for his right hand. You've only got one thing to watch. One thing. It's like fighting Marat. You've only got his rear naked choke. You only had that one thing to fix. So really, I just think mindset, strategy, approach. And I always get nervous when fighters, whether it be anyone, nothing personal, but when someone says, just watch me, what am I going to watch? Tell me. Am I going to watch in hope, or am I going to watch a plan? Tell me. So in every fight that we ever had, with the Marat, for example, for the title fight, we went to Michael Chavello and all the commentators. We told them he will not be able to hold us, guaranteed. When he cannot hold us, we will break him. When we break him, we'll knock him out. So that's what you're going to watch. So you'll hear the commentators, okay, he's got his back, he's in trouble, and then miraculously he's out of that. Oh, they did say they're not going to be held. They did say that because we did, and then. What will this do to the psyche of Marat? What will this do to him? Well, you saw what he did to him. But, we're not saying watch. We're saying this. We will do this. That's the difference. And I think that the moment you don't hear that, you don't see that. With respect, I love him dearly. That last fight was probably my worst moment in MMA fighting, I have to say.
As a coach, a friend, a trainer, I can imagine that it must be difficult to watch. I live those moments also on my professional life, seeing some of my students losing. It's very difficult. So, if I may, Fari, and if you're okay to answer that question, what would you, the man, tell to Martin to improve? What he has to fix at the moment? In his style, in the way he manages his career, what would be the guidance of the coach?
Two things. He needs to come way closer. Martin Nguyen is a family guy. Over the last year, I can only imagine the amount of traveling he's done. There was a lot of fights cancelled. Every time he fights, there's a fight camp. So you're going to go overseas. Okay, so if you do that 4 times, there's half the year gone away from the family. You're away from your wife, and he's got beautiful kids, just amazing. So number one is that's going to affect you whether you like it or not. Even going from America to Singapore, I saw in one of the posts from Ongla, that took 24 hours in itself. All those things, you might go, what's the big deal? But you know what? All those things add up. If that's not what you did before, you are changing your formula of what got you to the very top. So, some people say, it's hard to get to the top. For me, the challenge is staying there. Getting to the top is much easier because you've got nothing to lose. But once you have it all to lose, then that's the pressure. Your life changes, money changes. Everyone wants to be your best friend, and every woman wants to kiss every part of you. Every man wants to be your best friend. You know what? Everyone wants a loan from you because they know you've got all that. So that's a lot to manage. Everyone wants to talk to you. You're not just another fighter. You're the queen. Yeah.
And if I may, I personally feel that's what gets over the head of the most famous athlete in the world, MMA fighter, maybe Conor McGregor. We were discussing about that before. You were comparing Martin to McGregor. McGregor never defended any 100%. Of his belt.
100%. And we used to talk about that. So, we compared. I mean, when Martin first lost to Murat, and I wasn't there, that was in Jakarta, we actually set the plan, and we asked for a fight very quickly from one, which they obliged out of, to say gratitude for taking the fight. But we even spoke about, you're going to, I think we're fighting, one of the boys from Team Lakai. And I said, you know what, we're not going to risk. You're going to take him down. You're going to ground and pound him. I want you to cut him open. That's what ended up happening. They stopped the fight. And I said, you're going to, in your microphone, you're going to say, Murat, I'm coming. So we didn't just set a goal for the next fight. We set a goal for the next few years. We didn't know when. Could be 1 year, 2 years. It obviously took a couple of years, but that was the goal. And I also needed Martin motivated, as was I, because that was our first loss and I wasn't there. I actually felt responsible because we didn't prepare. So if you look at the interview, in the cage, Martin will say, Murat, we're coming. In fact, every fight had a theme. Even when we beat Murat, we already had a speech planned. And you might go, you had a planned speech for Murat? Absolutely, because we were cutting so much weight, we were very close to the next division. So I said to Martin, you just want to be another champion, or you want to be somebody? If you want to be somebody, let's shock them all. You're going to cause the biggest shock of the world. Everyone's going to be listening. I want you to tell everyone we were so close to the next weight division in training. You know what, Bibiano, we're coming for you. And
I still believe this fight was a split decision. And
100%. But in between, then we got the other opportunity. Said we'll give you Bibiano, but we want you to fight Edward on short notice. Martin, and with respect, Martin wasn't going to take it. And I said, Martin, you're a champion. You're a fighter. We've never knocked back a fight. Let's take it. And he goes, but we're friends. And I go, he wants to knock your head off. Now we're going to go from 2 titles. We're going to go to 3.
3 titles.
And I go, wow. You know what? That's not just a big pay packet, but imagine all of a sudden everyone's going to be talking about you. In fact, that journey, it wasn't just great for Martin. Martin got, I think in 2018 Fighter of the Year. And and I'm very grateful and honored, and I didn't think I deserved it, but, Mr. Chatri said, we're going to award you the #1 rated Asian Fighter of the Year, the Trainer of the Year, which, and you know what, looking back, it's, it's one hell of a journey, whirlwind, which will it ever be repeated? I don't think so. I mean, there's other people that have had 2 world titles they've all lost. And
it's going to be difficult to repeat such an amazing performance. So as one of the coach, maybe not of the year, but worldwide, I consider you as one of the best coach that you can train with to prepare for
I don't
career.
say the best. I say different, because everyone I think is a great coach. Everyone brings something different to the table. It's just a matter of tuning what you have with that person. And then, what are you going to produce? Because, the world's best coaches don't always produce the world's best fighters. We've had some great fighters go to some other amazing coaches, and those results haven't been what they should be. Does that mean that they're not as good coaches? Or does that mean that the fighter's not as good? You know what? It's like a marriage. It either fits or it doesn't. So, you know what? We had fun and we did some amazing things, and I have zero regrets, and I love him dearly.
So if Martin, you're watching, much love from Vietnam, Australia. We're watching you.
I'm sure he's blowing me kisses right now.
Okay, so I remove myself from the screen. Oh, voilà. I get them all. So let's get back to this. As one of the most efficient coach, let's be honest. For a newcomer, let's pretend that that's my first time opening the door of your gym, and I'm already bragging on the fact that I want to make a career in the sport. You know, there is so many guys like that.
Sure. Look, you know what you've seen.
Tell me,
right? You're a coach and you train
what
people.
you would do.
Look, everyone that meets you, they all say, "How soon before I can fight?" Everyone, right? I want to do UFC tomorrow. You know, my thing is, let me see you train. How obsessed are you with your fitness? How obsessed are you with managing your weight? Because everyone should fight at their, at their most efficient weight. So if you cannot manage your weight, if you cannot manage your fitness, don't talk to me about fighting. You're wasting my time. You're putting the cart before the horse. So prove yourself, as they say, in the gym, and, get beaten by a better man. Don't get beaten because you gassed. I've seen people literally sit down in the cage because they could not keep up with the pace. They got broken. You get broken, you know what? To me, that's an absolute unacceptable failure, because you should not have been there to begin with. That's number one.
Okay, I love it. I will take it for myself, because I'm not well known for my career, and I try to work that shit my whole life, and that's so difficult.
Well, look, again, that's the challenge. That's the discipline. Martin Nguyen, a lot of people don't realize, Martin Nguyen is to train, is to work. Up until the fight with Kevin, really 4 days before is when he quit his job, a week before. 3 days before we were about to leave, actually. With Kevin, and that's when he quit his job. He was actually still working. So, and before work, he'd come and train in the morning, do his cardio. He would go to work all day. Then he would come to KMA, and then he would go home to his family. And this is all the way through all those titles. So that's a lot of discipline.
But many people sadly believe that the fight life, you can basically live on your fight purse, which is not always possible. I mean,
well, look, when you're starting on, the fight purse, you're going to spend more on that on food and prep. So, look, I helped because number one is I funded, I invested a lot in terms of fight camps, the whole bit, and I never got paid, just so you know. When Martin made it before, during, and after, I never made a single cent from Martin from all his fights.
Wow. Okay.
You look to be in shock.
Sometimes I just cannot comment. I cannot say anything. That's surprising, but okay. You know what? Let's just move, because that's
I actually believe I've actually put you speechless. I can't imagine anyone doing that to you, my friend.
I'm
really
speechless.
happened.
I mean, I'm speechless.
And I'm not blonde, and I'm not tall, and I haven't got boobs, so that's amazing.
That never happened. Okay, once again, sometimes when the subject is sensitive, I prefer not to comment, and I'm staying out. But I will let the viewers take consideration about what you just said.
No problem.
Fari, after 40 minutes,
can I give you one more tip, though? Very important.
Oh, please.
One more tip. In addition to the conditioning, everyone is obsessed about winning. I am obsessed about surviving. So, up until, the last couple of fights, Martin was never knocked out. Even in his losses, there were split decisions, point decisions, apart from that one choke when I wasn't there. But he was never knocked out. And that one submission in all his fights. So the goal is to be able to survive. Practice surviving. If you can survive, you're still in the fight. And if you just saw Volkanovski, what an amazing fight against Ortega. Now, everyone would have put at one point, everyone would have said, Ortega's got him now. He's going to put him to sleep. He survived. So when he survived,
round ever.
Correct. So he survived, and when he came, the moment he got out, what did he do? Boom!
Pressure.
He just went pressure, because he's got his cardio. So if he was gassed, he couldn't come back. He survived, and he came back strong. You know, those two things. Survival is essential. Learn to survive. Learn to protect yourself.
2020, 2020. Yeah, I read it right. 2020 for Fari Salievski. What goals? What are you working on something for the future? Career, martial art, anything? Share with us your.
Yeah, you know what? 2022 is no different for me from any other year. It's always about what you have and what you can improve. Number one. So for me personally, it's always about my health first. And people might say that's selfish. If I'm not in good health, I cannot help anyone. So I call it the gas mask philosophy. If you're in the aeroplane and something goes wrong in the aeroplane, the gas mask drops out. You've got your child next to you. Do you put the gas mask on you or your child? You put on you. So you have to look after your health. So first and foremost, look, I'm 56 years old. Next February, I'm 57 years old. I have to be not in world championship shape, but I have to be in pretty good shape because people depend on me. I look after my parents, for example. My dad's near 90, my mum's near 80. Students, and you know, they're energy vampires. They all want your energy. They all want your time. We have to be, and we have to be, you know, we're philosophers, we're marriage counselors, we're career advisors, you know, we are a loans department sometimes, you know, we're all those things, and that takes energy. So we got to make sure that we are top notch. So my goal is always number one, is to make sure I'm in the best possible shape mentally and physically, and constantly improving and let people see. Like KMA, people can see it. Me, they can see it. I put up videos recently when I was just training at home, not to boast, not to anything, and I didn't put 100 of them. I just put one, so they know, oh, he's working. I need to be working. It's not hard. I'm not asking anyone to do anything that I don't do. I'll still clean the toilet at KMA at the age of 56. Why? Because when I ask someone, they go, well, you know, he cleans it too.
Wow. Fari, 40 minutes together already. I had an amazing time. I think that, to be honest, you are my second guest who shut me down and put me like, oh my God, what is happening right now?
Well, I hope I didn't make your lady too jealous, my friend. So
she's hiding somewhere. I had an amazing time with you, Fari, and as I always do with my guests before saying bye-bye to our viewers, I will drop the mic. I will let you talk to the viewers. This is your space. Anything you want, I vanish. And I will thank you once again for taking the time live from Australia, talking with me in the Game Talk. Love you, man. Open mic. This is yours.
Thank you, my friend. You know what? I'll just finish on a positive note. I get so many messages, and especially with Martin Nguyen's recent loss, I cannot believe the number of messages. I'm glad that he lost, and you must be too. No, absolutely not. I never, you know, with someone is with you or isn't with you, it's like a child that leaves home. You know what? I absolutely love them dearly, love anyone dearly, whether it be an ex-partner, you know, an ex-fighter, regardless. You know, it's about wishing the best for everyone. Be grateful for what you have. I'm a very fortunate man. I have so much, you know, the good health of my parents, for example, and an amazing school. I'm blessed. Why would you wish bad upon anyone? Don't do it. You know, they talk ill of you, bad of you, nice of you. You know, I just say thank you. It's not what anyone else does. Keep peace in your heart. And I'm telling you, just look after you. Think about the gas mask philosophy. Make yourself great, and things will always be great. You know, it's your choice. You can't blame everyone for the choices you make. God bless. Have a great day.